So at this point, to split, let's split the post into, well, I think I put a space here without realizing that. My bad. So in order to do that, we'll use the explode. So I'm going to say words. I'll assign this to an array called words, and I'm going to say explode. So I'm going to use the space to explode this, and we're going to explode the text. And so now that we have words, we can simply check if there is an array in here. So I'm going to say if is array words, and the, oh sorry, I do need that dollar sign over there. Oh sorry, jump the gun there. And count, so let's count the words if we have enough. If it's greater than 0, that means if we have at least a single word in there, then we do something. So if we bypass, just at the end here, we will just return the text. Just in case things don't go well here, we just return the text. And then wait a minute, let me write, I think what I need to do here is create a string. So I'll just call this one str is equal to empty string, like so. So there we go, str. Okay, so we have an original empty string here. Now when I come through here, I want to go through every single word. Now in our context, the words that we're looking for are something like @John is a, so this is just a sentence, some words I'm typing here. Mary, Mary, something like that. So I'm just using this as an example. So I want to try and edit regular expressions here, create a regular expression here to find only this, only that, and only that. So I want it, even though it has a capital letter here in the middle or something like this, but it should definitely not find this. This should not be allowed. And then this, let's say John underscore captain. Oops, what am I doing? Okay, so this should also be allowed, but this should not be allowed. Mary, or whatever that is. So you have to set up all these possible outcomes that you want and those that you don't want, so that we see if our regular expression is actually working fine. So it's very important that the @ symbol here has okay, let me even put some text at the beginning here, because as you're looking at this, this becomes kind of like an email address. Okay, so we have to be able to know that this should qualify as a tag in there even without a space, or you need a space there, and so on. So these are rules that you're going to have to set on your own, because at times if you're going to do this, it means you might end up detecting an email address instead. So we need to know whether we want that or not. So what have I done now? Let me go back down here. So here at the corner of Sublime Text, make sure you are searching for regular expressions here so that we can begin our testing. So of course, the first thing we need in our text is the @ symbol. So let's put the @ symbol there, and you see all the @ symbols have been selected. Well and good. But then we need some words in there. So the @ symbol should be followed by letters A to Z. So I'm going to write A to Z and put that closing bracket there. So far we have that, and it seems like even the capitalized versions are being selected. That's good, but we can explicitly inform it that by doing that as well. So A to Z small letters, A to Z large letters. And then I will put the star. Oh, the star actually says 0 or more, so it's still selecting this single @ symbol here, which is not a valid tag. So instead we will use the plus sign, because it requires at least one character after this part here. Okay, so that is good. So at this point we have something that seems to be working, but it's not selecting this with an underscore. So this is easy to deal with. We just have to put the underscore in there, and that qualifies now. So this is a valid tag here. This is valid, that's valid. So I think this will be, but the thing is here, this is one word here, so I don't think this should qualify, because otherwise we'll be picking up email addresses. So to solve this problem, let's put something at the beginning here. Let's put a caret symbol. That's Shift 6, like so. So only if this is at the beginning, if the @ symbol is at the beginning of the sentence, right? And then we may actually need what's this, tag names that have numbers, because sometimes when the many users with the same name, we might add numbers to the tag names just to avoid repeating them. So let's put that at the very end. Let's put some numbers as well. So how do we do 0 to 9, something like this, underscore 0 to 9, something like that. Oh, this doesn't seem to be working, so let me move it here. Let's see. It doesn't work either. So why is that refusing to work? Okay, so there is our pattern. Previous, find. So this doesn't seem to be working. Maybe it's taking this as a non-literal. I actually don't know. I'll find out why this isn't working, but for now we have this regular expression here that will help us find what we want. I don't know why it keeps snapping back to the top. So what I will do is use the preg match. So I will say preg match. So my pattern is like this. I'll put that there, and then paste like so. Okay, pretty good. So the subject is actually we need a for loop here once we get this. So we need a for each, and that's words, and then I will say word. So I'm assigning each item to this variable here. So that's the variable we should check for. Put it there. Reg match. So here, because preg match returns true or false if the pattern is correct, so I'm going to say if preg match. So if we match this, it means we have a tag. We've found a tag here. So oh, this should be inside the for loop. My bad. Like so. Okay, so for each word, preg match that. So if we end up here, it means we have actually found a tag. So what do we do with the tag? Okay, what exactly do we do with the tag? So we need an else statement here as well. So what we are doing every time we go through this, we concatenate word to string. So I'm just going to say string at this point. If we don't find anything, we're just going to say string dot equals so that we can add to the string, and then I'm going to put a word. Now this word, remember, should have a space at the end so that we don't have words that are connected together at the end of the day. There should be spaces in between. So that's what we need to get. And then we do the same thing here. So if there's a preg match, we do this. If not, we do that. Now the thing is, I want to create a link here to something else. So once we find a tag, because what I really want is when there's a tag in a post, it's highlighted blue so that someone can click on that tag and see who the person is that was actually tagged. So here what we will do is add some concatenation. So I will add a span. Now the reason I'm using a span tag here is because the span is an inline item, meaning it won't disturb the order of the words. So I'm just going to put an opening and closing tag, and then here, actually scratch that, I will use the a tag instead. So let's just put an a tag because we want to create a link anyway. And then I'll say href and put those quotes. Okay, so what link exactly do we put in here? So the first thing we know is that we want this to take us to a profile. So definitely we will put profile.php. So it's going to be profile.php. Awesome. But then for us to know what profile this is, we will need an ID. So I'm going to say ID is equal to, but then the question is, what ID do we actually add there? So in order for that to work, we need to get this word that fits our tag name and actually figure out who it belongs to. So that's definitely something not too difficult to do, because I'm going up here to look for DB new database, and let me come back here. I will now doing this, there's nothing wrong with this. Now the problem here, the only problem is that this is inside a for loop. So it's a bad idea to instantiate things inside a loop because this takes up RAM and so on. So keep that in mind. It's always better to have an instance outside any loops if possible. So let's get that DB over there, and then let's do some checking. So we will need a query, and then let's run that query. Now the query can be inside the loop because every word is different, so we can't query this from outside. We have no choice, so let's do that there. So what we will do here is select all from, let's use users, select all from users where the tag name is equal to whatever tag name we create here. So let's say tag name, something like so. So back. Limit 1 can stay. So let's put our Now we have to create tag name. So I will say tag name is equal to word. However, I want to trim word because I want to remove the @ symbol. It's not part of the @ symbol isn't part of the name inside the database. Because if we go to our database and look at our tag name, it's without the @. So the @ is just working to give us an idea that this is supposed to be a tag name. So I'll say trim. Now normally trim removes the spaces at the beginning and at the end of the word, but in this case I want it to trim out the @ symbol, so I will put an @ symbol in there like so, and it's going to trim that. So now we have that, and just in case somebody is trying to be funny and hack our system, we will add some slashes here as well. Or we can use actually put the escape. There we go. This is our escape function. So we can use that function right there instead of having to say add slashes. So let's use esc like so, and then close that up on the other side. So we're escaping that, adding it to our database, read, and then there's the check. Now instead of check, we can just say user underscore raw. That's entirely up to you. And then now if we do find a user here, we'll have to check for that. So let's say if is array user raw, small letter there. Okay, so let me duplicate that and do this. Okie dokie. So if it's an array, meaning we did find something, so let's do that. But if we didn't, let's just add it as a normal word. So I'll put it there. No need to highlight it. Great. We are almost there. So at this point now, I will... Okay, so what we want is the ID. So the ID will be user role and user ID. So let's put that there. and then say user ID, like so. Now, since we are inside double quotes on the outside like this, it's okay to put variables inside here. And also because we're already using the quotes outside, we don't actually need to use the quotes inside here. It will work just like this. Okay, so we've created a link to the user. And then once we are done with all this, we will check if the string has if string is not empty. So if the string is not empty, then let's return the string. Let's return that like so. Otherwise, if it's empty, let's just return the original text that was sent to us. That text has nothing in it. Okie dokie. So far I think we are good to go. So I'm going to test this on existing, let's create a post and give it a test run. All right, so let me copy this function. And what I want to do is go to posts, one of these posts where we are displaying this post, and this is in post.php. So where are you, post.php? I got you there. Okay, there we go. So where are we echoing the post is right here.